Hey, what up, man? So, yesterday, you had the apparent Trump supporter attack. Even though it's been shown that a number of the individuals are confirmed Antifa members. Listen, people. At this point, as a wise man once said, real G's move in silence like lasagna. Okay. We're way past the point of trying to convince people, trying to educate people, giving people history lessons. If you know, you know. Okay. And as you can see, I got on my Georgia hat, and unfortunately, man, I I'm sad to say, bro, for the first time ever that I'm from Georgia. Again, I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I don't classify myself as any type of political affiliation whatsoever. Okay, not even an independent, because I understand what politics really is. Okay, um, the fact of the matter that you guys are celebrating what you just did twice in a row, and I promise you, I guarantee it, within the next 20 to 30 years, the truth will come out about what actually happened with this election. And the fact of the matter that you guys are so emotionally and mentally immature, okay, that you are fine with literally destroying the foundation of American society. It saddens and sickens me at the same time. Okay. Um, Georgia is on everybody's mind right now. And again, you guys have no idea what you have done. Today is what, January the 7th, 2020. We are, what, at this point, 14 days away from the inauguration of the oncoming president. Current President Trump, is pretty much finally has no choice at this point, conceded, and pretty much said there's going to be a smooth transition. And the days to come are going to be interesting, to say the least. I advise you now, if you're not already, to start your shopping, your water, your toilet paper, all of these things that were all the rage during the beginning of the lockdown periods, because the lockdowns will be coming again. You just went from now being controlled by um, shifty to shaky politicians at best, to now you're going to be controlled by major corporations. Okay? You sold us out. Okay? Y'all sold us out. And of course, hey, this is some crazy conspiracy theory, and what are you talking about? And listen, man, again, information's out there. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. And even if I showed you the information, you wouldn't care. You would deny it. You do all these things. And lo and behold, like I said, let them eat cake. Okay? Enjoy the $600 or the $2,000 or whatever it is. There's a reason why certain things in society gets left behind. You know, growing up, you used to always hear a phrase, there is no free lunch. There's a reason why you no longer hear that phrase. There's a reason why socialism is being pushed down the throat of the American people. Socialism is the first step before you get into full-on communism. You have to destroy the economy, okay? You have to make it to where the economy is so bad that people look to the government to come in and save them. And then you pretty much get the government that's going to be replaced by these oligarchies, which is at this point looking like it's going to be a corporation that starts with an a corporation that starts with a G, a corporation that starts with a F, and a corporation, another corporation that starts with an A. Okay? So there's a reason, people, why free speech is supposed to be an inalienable right. Okay? Inalienable rights, God-given rights. You're supposed to be able to speak your mind. Okay? What we see happening here is that is being thwarted by certain entities. We'll not go into detail. Again, if you don't know, look it up. The chances of certain bills and things getting passed now are all but over. The plans of, again, if you have firearms, I suggest you move into a state that is extremely 2A friendly, okay? Because states do have the right to object to or not follow to things put out by Congress, okay? The states can do that. But for you guys, case in point, I just heard now they're trying to outlaw body armor in New York City, or New York, state of New York, excuse me, okay? They're trying to outlaw body armor, people. It's already hard enough to get a firearm in New York / New York City. But now you can't even just wear a protection vest. What sense does that make? What does that tell you? Again, go do some history, and first they take away the speech, then they take away the guns, then they kick in your door. Okay? And your freedom is determined by the government, because the government knows what's best for you. And once they keep giving you all these free things, again, you are selling your very soul and your very God-given rights for pennies on the dollar. And there's a reason why a lot of things were said by the past administration, cryptic messages, and the approaches to certain things. But again, because you guys listen to the media, who controls who gets to speak, who doesn't get to speak, the narrative that's out there, and all these things, it's mighty funny that the media has a full understanding of the word riots now. You know, the same things that were going back on during Black Lives Matter, where there have been at least, I want to say 20, if not 30, black people killed alone during these Black Lives Matter rallies. Three of which were minor children at the minimum. But they were still using the word what? Protest. But now that it's the regime that's being removed, or the administration that's being removed, everyone attached to them is being labeled what? Rioters. People, again, and especially black people in particularly, listen, racism is the least of your worries right now. You guys do not have an honest understanding of racism. You just do not. I'm sorry. You don't. You don't. Okay? If you want to know what real racism is, you have somebody that was growing up or on this earth pre civil rights movement, okay, Civil Rights Act, living in Jim Crow, all those things. Talk to them and ask what real racism is. Okay? Again, free speech should be free regardless, even when it's something you don't like, whether it's in regards to race, whether it's in regards to gender, whether it's in regards to sexual orientation. It is just that. People are too soft nowadays. That just is what it is. This is why men are no longer men. Okay? Men have been backed into a corner. If you like women, you're too aggressive, you're too sexual, you too, all of these things. If you're anything other than some beta male recluse, pretty much, you're toxic. But again, you'll never ever hear toxic for females. You'll never ever hear toxic for alternative lifestyle. And by the numbers, alternative lifestyle relationships are the most violent. Don't take my word for it. Go look it up. Okay? Do not take my word for it. Do the research for yourself. But again, man, as I said, this is not really a message to those who do not know. Okay? This is not a message for you. Right? You're probably not even listening to me say this because everything I'm saying is just nonsense and crazy, and I'm just some coon Trump supporting sellout, right? Even though I told you earlier I have no political affiliation, right? At the end of the day, man, there are going to be times where you have to work with people you don't like in order to achieve the goal or the mission, okay? But again, very few people understand what it really takes to win. Very few people understand what it takes to survive. Very few people understand what it takes to overcome an incredible adversary. And the things that are going to come here soon, I'm going to tell you. There's going to be a major hike in spending in defense. We're going to go in some actual named conflict WAR. And what happens after that, I'm not even going to say. Not even going to say. But for you that know, you can fill in the blanks and you know how it's going to go. America's strong point has always been its economy and its military. Okay? The previous administration was trying to show you guys just what was happening. But again, don't want to listen. All right? But hey, man, wear it in health, as I always say. That's that on that one. I'll catch you on the next one.